started Module 8 review assignment. Module 8 review assignment, page EX8, 58. Let's make sure save it as 8 underscore bikes. All right, step number 3. Okay, starting from step number 3 there. Income statement. So D5 through G5, we're going to use those reference, cell reference from B5 in equals P25, total revenue. Expenses will be total expenses, P26. Then net income will be P27. Okay, step number 4. Column D, we're going to fill it in with units sold, starting 250, increment by 250, so that would be 500, all the way to 2000. Step number 4, that was step number 4. Step number 5. So we're going to work on one variable data table. So we're going to work with D5, F13. Go ahead, use data table. Column input cell, we have B5 as column input cell, which is units sold. And this will give us the break-even analysis. And make sure this is correct. G13 actually, not F13, I'm sorry. Okay. Column input cell was B5. Remove this and try it again. There you go. So break-even point is somewhere between there. Then we're going to work on step number 6, cost volume profit charts using D4, F13. Go ahead, recommended chart, all chart, XY scattered with straight line. Then we're going to place right there something like that much. So that's step number 6. Make sure to change the chart title to CVP analysis. Okay, step number 7. Copy D6 through D13. Paste to I. Six. Then from J5 to N5, We're going to insert sales price value increment by 100. All right, then I5 will have a reference to B20, B27. However, we want to show the label here as a unit sold. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and click Format Cells, Special, Custom. Then you're going to type it in double quotes, units sold with a double quotes, so that the label will show as a unit sold, but the actual value is referred to B27. Okay, so that was step number 7. Step number 8, we're going to create a 2 variable data table using I5 and 13. Okay, go to Data tab, what if analysis, data table, and row input cell will be B6. Column input set will be B5, which is unit sold. There you go. So that's the results. Step number 9. We're going to create another scatter chart using I6 and 13. Or chart scatter straight line. Okay. And something like that. Cover that much. And make sure change that chart title to break-even analysis. And also we're going to change the series number. Okay, this should be referred to 800 to 1200, not as series 1 through series 5. So to edit that, we're going to bring this select data. So here we're going to edit one by one, just like this. Series 2, series 3, series 4 will be series 5 will be the last one. And that's it. So we got that taken care of. And move the legend and change the scale of horizontal axis. I think you can do it. All you do is just select horizontal axis, actually double click, so that you can bring this axis option. Make sure minimum is 0, maximum is 2000, according to the instruction. And major should be 500. Okay. And keep saving your stuff. Now we're going to work on step number 10. There's a scenario manager. based on the three different scenarios. So I'm going to go ahead, create scenario manager under what if analysis. Add first scenario, we have a status quote and changing cells will be units sold, sales price, also salaries to miscellaneous. Okay, so those 6 items. Is that right? Okay. Click OK. Then make sure you are entering the numbers located in figure 847. So 1200, 900, 175, 3072, 65,000, and 55,000. Then you click add and inserting next scenario, which is increased production using same cells in terms of input. Then make sure you're entering that number indicated, which is 1500, 800 in terms of price. Salaries remain same. Shipping 90,000. Stocking 75. And lastly, we have 70,000. Last one, decreased production. Units sold 1,000. Price 950. Salaries 145. Shipping 60,000. Stocking 55,000. Lastly, 40,000. Okay. Then step number 11. I'm going to create a scenario summary report. So I'm going to click summary and see what we get in terms of displaying total revenue, total expenses, net income. Alright, so that will be scenario summary. I'm going to click OK so that the new sheet will be created just like that. This is the result of the scenario. 3 scenarios. So those are the input we entered, and these are the results returned. And we're going to move this to after income statement worksheets. Step number 12. And if you go back to what if analysis scenario manager, I'm sorry, we need to go back to income statement. And over here, this time we're going to select scenario pivot table report, which is step number 12. Okay. In here, we're going to show again total revenue, total expenses, net income. Okay, then I'm going to click OK. And there's another worksheets created a pivot table. So we're going to edit a little bit there. So those numbers, we're going to show those numbers as currency, right? No decimal places. And we also need to show number format red enclosed with parentheses for negative numbers. Oops. Let's do it again. Oh, somehow this one doesn't show as a red font. Should be showing as a net red font. There you go. Okay. And remove the filter. Also, again, step number 12C, enter scenario report A1. So just type it in, scenario report right there. And keep saving your file. Step number 13. We're going to insert pivot chart for this pivot table. So we should be under Analyze and locate pivot chart. And we're going to use this time combination charts, looks like. So I'll go ahead and click combo because we have 3 columns to cover. So we can use this combo chart. And total revenue, total expenses as a clustered column. Net income as a line chart and secondary axis, just like that. So that's our pivot chart. And remove the field button. Remove all field buttons on the chart. And move the legend below on the chart. So that was step 13. Step 14, move the scenario pivot table after scenario summary worksheets. Right there. Oops. Right there. All right, so I'm going to stop here and continue with part 2.